This pattern is worked in a multiple of 8 plus 6. So whatever length you want your initial starting chain to be, it needs to be a multiple of 8 with an additional 6 stitches. So for this tutorial, I'm going to use 32 and plus 6, which is 38 chains. Okay, so I have my 38 chains. What we're going to do is yarn over and we're going to double crochet into the 5th chain from the hook. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to crochet, double crochet into that 5th chain from the hook. This chain here, it's a turning chain plus a chain 3. It will count as a double crochet, and throughout this entire pattern, your chain up to the next level will always count as a double crochet. So we're going to double crochet into the next chain, and then we're going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and we're going to double crochet into that 3rd stitch. Just double crochet in there. And then this is the start of our first tilted square. So we're going to chain 3 from there and then do 3 double crochets around this double crochet that we've just made. So 1, 2, and 3. And that is our first tilted square. It looks a bit wonky at the moment, but he'll be fine. And then we're going to skip 2 more chains, so 1, 2, 3, and into that 3rd chain we're going to do a double crochet, and then we're going to double crochet into the next 2 chains. Again, we're going to skip 2 chains, 1, 2, and do 1 double crochet into the next. Chain 3 for our tilted square, and do those 3 double crochets around that double crochet that we just did into that chain. Okay, so that's what it looks like at the moment. We've got 3 double crochets over here, our tilted square, 3 double crochets, and our tilted square. And before and after the tilted square, we skip 2 chains. So skip 2 chains, 1, 2, 3, put in a double crochet, followed by 2 more double crochets to make our group of 3. Skip 2 chains again, 1, 2, and put that anchor for our tilted square in that chain. Chain 3 again, and 3 double crochets around that double crochet anchor. So this is just our foundation row. Obviously, as we move up the rows, it won't be into chains. Skip 2 again, and we need to put our 3 double crochets into those chains. 1, 2, 3. Skip 2 chains again, and our square. So it's a double crochet, a chain 3, and 3 double crochets around that double crochet we put in. And then we are skipping 2 more chains and putting in a double crochet in each of the final 3 chains for me. So your chain will end on 3 double crochets, just like that. So that is our first round. We start with 3 double crochets over here, and we end with 3 double crochets, and in between we have our tilted squares, however many you have. So then we're going to chain 3 and turn, and this chain, as I have mentioned, will always count as a double crochet. So what we need to do is double crochet into the top of the next double crochet, or the middle double crochet in that group of 3, and then into the top of that last one. Then we are going to chain 2 and single crochet into the top of that square that we made, and then chain 2 and double crochet into the tops of these 3 double crochets, chain 2 and single crochet into the top of that square, chain 2. Now we always chain 2 before and after the square. So before we do the single crochet into the top of the square, and after. And we always double crochet into the tops of any double crochets we see. 1, 2 and 3. And chain 2 because we're heading to our square, and single crochet into the top of that, chain 2 and double crochet again into these 3 double crochets, and 3, chain 2, single crochet into the top of that square, chain 2 and double crochet into these final ones for me. But when you get to the end of your round, you're double crocheting into 2 double crochets, and then you need to put one in the top of that chain 3 that you chained up with. So just put one in there. And that is the first 2 rounds. So actually, I think that's the right way. So you can see that you've got your double crochets sitting immediately above your double crochets, and your tilted square is boxed in with these chain 2 spaces all throughout. So now we just have to change colour. Okay, so I like to secure off my ends. So that means that once I've finished that stitch, I yarn over again, pull through a fair loop, and then cut it off and tighten that down into a knot. And then I put a slip knot on my hook and slip stitch into that first stitch, exactly where I just tied off. That just ensures to me that those stitches or the colour joins are more secure. You can join your new colour whatever way you see fit, but that's my preferred method. So we're going to chain 3, again that counts as a double crochet, and then we're going to just double crochet into each of those, the tops of each of those double crochets we've made there. So now we're directly above our square. If I can just, there we go. We're directly above our square here. So we need to make another square. So we're going to go into that single crochet we made and make a double crochet, and then chain 3, and then place our square again. So we're going to double crochet again around that double crochet we made 3 times, 2 and 3, and then we simply double crochet into the tops of these double crochets, and 3. Doesn't want me to go into it. There we go. 3. And again, make our next square using that single crochet that we put in the top of the square. So double crochet, chain 3, and 3 double crochets. 2 and 3. And then we are going to, again, just double crochet into the tops of the next 3 double crochets. And essentially, you do that the whole way across into the top of your square in the single crochet we put in the square, double crochet, then chain 3, and 3 double crochets around that double crochet that we placed in that position. So the squares are always made from a double crochet, a chain 3, and then 3 double crochets. And we always double crochet into the tops of any double crochets we see just standing around. 2 and 3. And then double crochet into the top of that square, chain 3, and 3 double crochets to make our square. 2 and 3. And then we're almost at the end of the row here, so we're going to put in double crochet, double crochet, and a double crochet into the top of that chain 3 that we made. Your rounds will always start and finish with double crochets. Doesn't matter how many you have chained, that is the pattern. So the 3 double crochets at the beginning, which consist of your chain 5 because, or chain 4 because we've gone into the 5th stitch from the end, and then your 3 double crochets right at the end where you finished. Actually, it's that end, isn't it? Where you finished off. So then we're going to chain 3 again and turn. And this is, that chain counts as that one's double crochet. So we go into the 2nd double crochet and just double crochet straight into the top of it. And chain 2 and place a single crochet into the top of that square we made. Chain 2 and double crochet into our double crochets. 2 and 3. So remember, we're always double crocheting where we see double crochets, and prior, when we've got a square like this, prior to the square we chain 2 and then we single crochet in its top and chain 2 after it. And that is the pattern, and it essentially repeats these 2 rows across your entire project. So it is sufficiently alternating in what you need to do to keep you a little bit interested, but very, very, very easy to place and really easy to keep your sides straight, and absolutely effective in its design. So single crochet in the top of the square, chain 2, and we are double crocheting in our last, that one doesn't want to, there we go, 3 double crochets, including of course this chain, which might be a bit mangled from the beginning, but you'll get in there, and the edges stay lovely and straight if we are, the edges stay lovely and straight if we are crocheting into that chain each time. So that is essentially your pattern. The tilted square, it's absolutely beautiful. Your sides will be lovely and straight if you follow the instructions, and you can make it as big as you like, as long as you are using multiples of 8 for your chain plus 6 on the end. Okay, I really hope you use this particular stitch pattern. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye now.